Welcome back, everybody. You know, the four of us love this stuff, and I suspect if you watch this kind of a show, you do too. This past weekend, it was good stuff here. We had, obviously, the Correspondence dinner. Once a year, they go out there, and it's gotten better in recent years. Somebody's reminded Yakov Smirnoff was one time the MC. That's how bad it used to be, okay? I love this country. But anyway, so we pulled a few of the clips here, and they didn't pull a lot of punches here on both sides. Let's start off with Jimmy Kimmel, who is the host, taking it directly to the president.
Mr. President, you remember when the country rallied around you in hopes of a better tomorrow? That was hilarious. That was your best one yet. You know, there's a term for guys like President Obama. Probably not 2 terms, but there is. You know, he told me when I was a kid that I would be sitting on the same dais with President Barack Obama. I would have said, the president's name is Barack Obama?
And this was the president having some of his own fun at Mr. Romney here. Take a listen.
It's great to be here this evening in the vast, magnificent Hilton Ballroom, or what Mitt Romney would call a little fixer-upper. Take Mitt Romney. He and I actually have a lot in common. We both think of our wives as our better halves, and polls show to a alarmingly insulting extent, the American people agree. We also both have degrees from Harvard. I have 1. He has 2. What a snob.
All right. Guys, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I think the president did better last year if we're going to be scoring points on it. But overall, I think Kimmel has a tough gig because you can't be seen as, you know, a suck-up. But at the same point, you can't go too over the top. And remember Imus and the rest here, right? And then it goes bad for you. I thought Jimmy Kimmel did pretty good.
I agree. I think the show was great. You have to have humor in politics.
Yeah.
Like if at the end of the day we can't all laugh at ourselves a little bit. And I think the president was very good. His timing's good. He can laugh at himself, which is a great compliment to him.
I actually thought this was the weakest of the president's performances at the Correspondence dinner. Not that it wasn't funny, but it just wasn't as strong as previous years. I also didn't think that Kimmel held up as well as Seth Meyers did last year or Wanda Sykes the year before. But with the jokes that were going back and forth, especially with the ones that we just played, my only concern was Mitt Romney wasn't in the room. And I did feel a little uncomfortable having the president going after Mitt Romney. I mean, it's one thing if the comedian's going to do it when the guy's not in the room, but when the president's going to attack his November opponent with Romney not in the room,
but
format,
they attack each other all the time.
But in a comic back and forth. I mean, we're going to get the Al Smith dinner later this year, and they'll be in the same room together, and that seems to make it feel better. There were a lot of
dog jokes, meaning in terms of leaving the dog on the roof. You even brought a visual for it, and also Obama eating dog as a child in Indonesia. So trust me, if you didn't see it, YouTube it. It was good stuff. I want to jump ahead to making who was made fun of who was in the room, and that was the governor of New Jersey, Chris Christie. If we've got that clip here, this is the president taking a jab here at the New Jersey governor, who has certainly not made himself a stranger on the campaign trail.
They say diplomacy is a matter of carrots and sticks, and since Mrs. Obama got to the White House, so is dinner. I had the opportunity to sit next to the First Lady tonight. She's very, very nice, and no matter what side of the fence you're on, you have to admit, she's done a lot of good work. She just wants us to be healthy, really, is all. Mrs. Obama, I thank you for that. Look, it's Chris Christie. Get him. You know, they say that inside every American governor is a president struggling to get out. In Chris Christie's case, it's the only one where you can still hear him screaming. Governor Christie, I think you might be misunderstanding New Jersey's slogan. It's not the Olive Garden state.
Ow!
Christie telling reporters, by the way, when you have Sofia Vergara, is that how you pronounce her name? The one from Vergara from Modern Family? Next to you to console you, let me tell you, you don't care what the heck Jimmy Kimmel is saying about you. Which is kind of a funny line, but then again, from the video, he was clearly enjoying himself anyway.
He can get it, but he can also take it.
You got to give Chris Christie credit. This dude is working it, making himself, notice what I said, making himself a player on the national stage.
My good friend, Mr. Carter, we are going to get there. What we did what Dominic just did there was gave a little bit of a tease. We're going to talk about
this is such a big subject that we need to.
Oh, we should stop. Stop. That's too easy. All right. When we come back here, we're going to be talking some politics, including about the governor of New Jersey and an interesting partnership that we're starting to see play out. Clinton and Obama here, all of a sudden BFFs. We'll talk about that and much more after this.